Hi, it's your favorite startup founder, Sidney Madison Prescott, and welcome to Mirror Mirror, a startup founder's peek behind the mirror. Great to have you here and can't wait for you to hear the latest episode. There is a very simple thing that is driving me. When I was on a run earlier this week, I just started the Great Lock-In Challenge, which is basically pushing yourself mentally, physically, spiritually from August until December. And when I was on that run, I was thinking to myself, what motivates me? What pushes me? What drives me to exceed when realistically I have no reason to push myself as hard as I do? I really don't. I could easily go get a corporate job, work a 9 to 5, go marry some slep, have a bunch of kids, and just sit around and do nothing with my life. I could. It would be relatively easy for me to go down that path. And the question that I asked myself on this run, this 3 mile run, is why, what motivates me to push myself like this? And it immediately came to me when I asked the question, what motivates me to push myself, to believe in myself, to strive for greatness when I literally have no support in doing so? It is anger. Pure, unadulterated rage. And I know that that will sound counterintuitive to some people, especially if you know me as a fun-loving person, someone who loves to laugh, someone who's kind-hearted. But that kindness comes from living the beginning of my life, of childhood, adolescence, young adulthood, in utter darkness. And the rage that manifested as a result of knowing that I deserved better in my life as a child and knowing that I would never get it in that season of life. And that produced such an amount of rage that I cannot even describe it to you. The amount of rage inside of my body could fuel nations. If someone invented a process to convert it to in a nuclear fission or electricity, it could probably fuel the world for centuries. That's the amount of rage that I have in my body. And that rage, born out of darkness, born out of lack, born out of being underestimated time and time and time again from as long as I can remember. I have been underestimated. I have been ridiculed. I have been mocked. I have been, in essence, made to feel ashamed of my very existence on planet Earth, starting with my home life as a child and as a teenager and young adult. And what that did is, I could have taken it one of two directions. I could have said they're right. I suck. I'm never going to amount to anything. I'm a loser and I'm always going to be a loser. I could have said, you're right. Even though I'm a child, I'm a whore. And that's all I'm going to be for the rest of my life. I'm a worthless prostitute. That's what I am. Because that's what people were telling me from birth. That's what I was being told, is that I was worthless. I was nothing. I was a woman of the night. Even though I was a child and had no conceptual way to even understand what they were calling me. That's what people wanted me to manifest that for my life. Just an utter disgrace to the human race. That's what I was in their minds. So I could have rested in that. I could have said, that's who I am. That's what I'm going to be. And there was a point where in my depression, I did do that. I said, I'm not going to be anything. I'm not going to amount to anything. I guess this is as much as I can hope for, that I work a 9 to 5 and that I just, at the time working an hourly 9 to 5. And this is as much as I'm going to be able to do with my life because everybody has told me that I'm worthless and I can't achieve anything. So And why would they lie? That was the key. Why would they lie? And what I came to realize as an adult is that most people lie to you about your potential and who you are as a person because they are if you are a high performer, a high achiever, and you are talented, whether you are intellectually talented, physically talented, meaning you're an athlete, you're a dancer, you are artistically empowered. So you have, whether you are a sculptor, a painter, a welder, you're doing something, you're a singer, you're doing something, an actor, you're doing something that others can't do. And when people see you doing something they can't do, oh, baby, you got problems. Because that brings out the animosity, the venom. And so as a high performer, do not listen to other people. When they tell you what you are, what you can be, what your potential is, 99% of the people who you are talking to are hating on you. And that's just the honest truth. And it's because part of it is societal norms, part of it is human nature. But when people see someone, generally speaking, who is very talented and has an incredible skill set in one or more areas, they get jealous. And that envy consumes them, and it comes out in terms of how they talk to you, how they interact with you, the quote unquote advice that they give you. So that's what I would tell you. As an entrepreneur, as someone who is high engaging, someone who is very intellectual, very creative, again, very just aggressive about the way that you live your life, do not listen to other people. Hone yourself, the mental lab, what David Goggins calls it. Hone yourself in the mental lab to the point where nothing that anybody says can turn you away from your mission. And your mission is, whether it's you're starting your startup, whether it is accelerating your career by continuing your education, whether it's starting your secondary education, going to college or grad school, do it. Don't listen to anyone else. Don't let other people talk you out of it. Don't let other people put their limitations on you. And that's where we circle back to the rage. The rage that built up inside of me came from a place of realizing that other people were putting their limitations on me. And at the time, I did not have the full access to my autonomy to be able to say no. I refuse to allow you to put your limitations on me. Whatever you feel you can't do in your life, that is on you. And whatever God you believe in or don't believe in, the limitations that I have on my life, I get to say what those are. And what I am saying is there are no limitations on my life. I can do anything and everything that I put my mind to. And for me, being in a position where that's how I was thinking, right? I was thinking like, I have no limitations. I could do anything. The bigger question is what do I want to do, not what limitations do I have, because the answer to what limitations do I have is none. The broader question, the more pressing question is, what do I want to focus on? Because I am talented in multiple areas. And so again, that rage came from understanding myself and knowing myself. It is so crazy to me that I think back and I'm like, oh my God, I knew myself so well as a child that I knew that I could do anything I put my mind to. And I knew that the people around me, the adults around me, were putting their limitations on me. And it filled me with such an immense rage that rage has permeated my entire existence since the day the first memory that I have until right freaking now. And that rage is still inside of me. It pulsates, it every beat of my heart, that rage is beating inside of my heart. And that rage is what fuels my pursuit of greatness. That is why I can get up at 4:30 in the morning. That is why I can push myself every single day, building out my startup, working 9 to 5s simultaneously, being able to go and make dinner for myself or go out to dinner and I'm by myself. I don't need friends. I don't need a boyfriend. I don't need a husband or wife. I just need me. And I can go out into the world. I travel internationally. I go to dinner by myself. I travel internationally by myself. And I can do that because the rage that is inside me has propelled me to step into my greatness and my full potential. I honestly don't think I would have ever accessed my full potential if I was not permanently fueled with rage. Rage over the physical and mental and emotional abuse I had to face in the early years of my life. Rage about moving through the world as a woman and a woman of color and always being underestimated because I am a woman, and then being doubly underestimated because I am a woman of color. Rage that I feel because of socioeconomic status and the fact that I came from nothing and I have to work so much harder than others to be able to get to a basic standard of living because I have nobody and nothing to lean on except for myself. Rage at the fact that the industry that I chose to go into, technology, is horrifically racist, horrifically sexist, horrifically classist. And I have to sit there in rooms with people who I know are racist, sexist, and classist. And I have to pretend like the ideas coming from those individuals are not permeated with the stench of their implicit and explicit biases. Rage at the fact that I am underestimated as a technologist, going back to the fact that I am a woman and a woman of color. Rage at the fact that externally people believe that I am conventionally attractive, and so quote unquote pretty privilege has people over sexualize me and diminishes my intellect, what they see and think of me from an intellectual capacity standpoint. I am constantly underestimated about my intellectual capabilities, despite the fact that I am in the highest echelon of intellectual capabilities. Rage at the fact that I have to wake up in the morning and that people don't see and understand how much potential I have, and that I have to constantly walk through all the biases that society subjects me to in order to just get to the bare minimum of decorum and respect from others. The rage that I have just existing in the body and the life that I have been given it needs to be studied. Because it's also fueling my obsession, the obsession that I have with greatness. I will become the world's first solo founder billionaire. I will become not only the world's first solo founder billionaire, I will become the world's first ethical billionaire. And I will do that after pushing myself without a support system, with no one. Just me, myself, and I, pushing day in, day out, 4:30 in the morning, getting up, making coffee, making my coffee chat vlog, talking to people about why I'm doing what I'm doing, meditating in the morning, reading my Bible, talking to God, making sure that I'm fostering the spiritual connection that I have with the Creator, because that is the most important relationship that I have. Other than the relationship I have with myself, the relationship that I have with God is the utmost, most important relationship in my life. Making sure that I'm fostering the connection with God, making sure that I am journaling, making sure that I'm reading, and I love political philosophy, reading political philosophy, keeping up on world news and the latest events, going for my run, a couple of miles, coming back, sitting down, diving into my 9 to 5, then pivoting over to start designing out the UX UI design for Mirror Mirror, thinking through the user experience for Mirror Mirror, thinking through how am I going to test this? What do I need to set up when I get ready to go to beta testing? What is that going to look like? Thinking through the why of Mirror Mirror. Why should people care about this company? What is the value that Mirror Mirror is going to bring to the average person? Obsessing over that. These are the things that drive me. I sit here and I think about my life and I think about Mirror Mirror and I think this app is going to change the game, because we're talking about building a fashion tech app that for the first time ever seamlessly infuses a focus on the user's mental health while the user is journeying through the app. It's unheard of. It does not exist today. To say we are going to focus equally and obsessively on a user's mental health while they are using our app as we are on the rest of the product features, the virtual closet, the 2D to 3D conversion of user photo uploads, the infusion of Dorota, the AI fashion stylist, into every aspect of the app, where Dorota seamlessly learns your style patterns, the emotional context related to your style patterns. She learns your lifestyle. She learns the current events happening in your life. She learns the weather. She learns whether or not you're traveling. She learns your likes and dislikes in relation to what you wear when the seasons change. She learns how different outfits evoke different modalities of mood in you. Infusing all of that into Mirror Mirror is my obsession. I want to be very clear. I am obsessed. And yes, it sounds crazy. I don't care. This is the level of obsession that you need to create something that has never existed on planet Earth. You have to obsess about it. When I go to bed at night, I go to bed at night thinking about Mirror Mirror. When I wake up in the morning, I promise you, the first thought in my mind after thank you God for allowing me to see another day is, what do I need to do for Mirror Mirror? I promise you. At lunchtime, when I'm, thinking about what should I eat for lunch, I'm also like, what do I need to be doing after lunch in terms of finishing up work and making sure that I can immediately pivot to my startup work after I'm done with my 9 to 5. I promise you, if you are an entrepreneur, you need a level of obsession that borders on psychotic because it will allow you. You have to think of it this way. You're trying to bring something into the world that has never existed. In essence, you are birthing an idea, and to birth that idea, to push it out, you're basically birthing it. You are, because you're pushing it outside of your mind and your physical body out into the world. The process of giving birth, you could talk to any woman who has given birth. It is probably the hardest thing you will ever do in your life. The same goes for pushing out your ideas as a startup founder. You have to give birth to your idea. You have to nurture it in the womb of your mind for 9 to 12 months. And then you have to once you have nurtured that idea, that concept in your mind, the womb of your mind, you have to push that shit out. And when you push it out, the only way that it survives is pure, unadulterated obsession. You have to be so obsessed with your idea that you have blinders on. There's nothing else that matters to you in your life. I am so obsessed with Mirror Mirror, I can go without eating. I can go without sleeping. I don't, because I know that I need to fuel my body and I need to be healthy in order to push these ideas out. But conceptually, that's where I'm at. I'm at that level of obsession where I'm like, I feel like I can skip sustenance, nutrients, because the nutrients of my idea are going to fuel my body. And it sounds insane. And I can tell you, as a startup founder, it should sound insane. Be insane about your idea. Be obsessed with your idea. Be obsessed with giving birth to it. Don't be obsessed with perfection, because you're going to have to go through a million different iterations of your idea. Just be obsessed with giving birth to something that has never existed, whether it's a product, it's a good, it's a service. Be obsessed with it. Make it your entire life. My entire life right now is Mirror Mirror. There's nothing else that exists outside of it. I don't care what other people are doing. I don't care what other people are saying. I don't care. I literally, there's nothing that is more important to me than Mirror Mirror. Nothing. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. And I just need you to know, if you are a startup founder and you're in that same boat, that level of passion, commitment, enduring love and obsession with your idea, keep that going. You need it. It will fuel you. When you were working on, this weekend, I was working on patent applications, and it was 1:30 in the morning on a Saturday night, and I was working on a patent application. That the only reason, realistically, that I was motivated to even be up at that time of morning working on, of all things, the most tedious, obnoxious thing I can think of, which is working on a patent application. If you haven't done it, tried to submit a patent yet, God help you. I will pray for you, because it's a nightmare. But the only thing that would motivate me to not only to file a patent, but to be doing it at that time of night is pure obsession. It has fueled me. And the obsession comes from the rage that I feel of being underestimated throughout my entire freaking life. And if you are in that boat, that level of, I'm constantly underestimated, whether I'm differently abled, whether I am a person of color, whether it's because you're being underestimated because of your sexual orientation, your gender, your race, your nationality, everything, your religion, whatever it is, let the underestimation fuel you to greatness. Fuck anybody that doesn't want to be on your side, to support you. You don't need anybody else to support you. In the ideation phase, and when you are first launching, all you need is belief in yourself. All you need, if you want somebody to support you, you got you, yourself, and yourself. You, yourself, and you. That's what you have. Support yourself. Fuel your passions with your rage. Don't let other people put their limitations on you. Find the seed of greatness in you and water it every single day and watch it bloom. Over the years, I have watched the little seeds of greatness that I have planted bloom, and they're still blooming. I'm nowhere near reaching my full potential as a human being yet. Nowhere near. And it fills me with such excitement that I'm getting closer. Every single thing that I'm doing with Mirror Mirror, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about the human experience. I'm thinking, what do I need to ask people so that I can fully understand the emotional context of all the different feelings they have when they get dressed every day. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, what are all the different ways that I need to build an artificial intelligence model that has never existed before, which is Dorota, the AI fashion stylist? How do I build her in such a way where she is going to revolutionize app agents, specifically app AI agents, to a point where every company on planet Earth will mimic her, in terms of the logic that she uses. That's what I'm trying to do. When I think about Dorota and I think about this concept of an AI fashion stylist, I'm not just thinking about, oh, she's going to put together outfits for you. I'm thinking, I want her to become like your personal assistant, your fashion stylist, your therapist, and your best friend, all rolled up into one. I want her to become so essential to your life that you cannot fathom going a single day without her. Not because you are hooked on the app, but because she is bolstering your self-confidence with every single outfit that you put together, with every single conversation that you have with her, whether you are chatting with her via text, whether you are chatting with her via voice. When you are talking to her and she's advising you about outfits, she's not just throwing out random outfits or trying to get you to buy shit. She's actually invested in you. She is an AI agent that is invested in, are you feeling good today? How do you feel in your body today? If you don't feel good in your body today, how can I help? What can I do to help you to feel better, to feel a little bit more confident when you step out into the world today? Feel a little bit more at ease when you step out into the world today. And we're going to do that through, she's going to have limitations. She's not like, it's seeing all, being all. But the goal for her is, I'm going to help you the best way that I can through guided mental health support as we style you, as we go through your virtual wardrobe, which Dorota, the AI stylist, has curated, because every single photo you upload, she's turning that photo into a digital representation inside of your virtual closet. She's looking through that virtual closet and she's listening to you. She's saying, I hear you, Sidney. You say that you're feeling down today because you broke up with your boyfriend last week. I got you. I hear you, Sidney. You're saying that recently, someone that was very close to you passed away, and you don't know, it's sucking the life out of you, and all you want to do is just go to sleep, and you don't want to talk to anybody. You don't care what you're wearing. I hear you. Let me help you. I hear you, Sidney. You're telling me that you're going on a vacation. It's the first vacation you've had since having a baby. You're really insecure and you're feeling very just your self-confidence is low because you're worried about what types of things can I wear? This is my postpartum body. What should I be wearing? I hear you and I can help you with that. I want Dorota to truly see you, to feel you, to be a real part of your life, not just some nameless, faceless AI agent that's in a machine. She is truly, this is what I say when I talk about my concept, which is patent pending, of human-centric engineering. It's stepping away from creating a product with this mindset of like, I just want to create buttons. What is the template for the color palette? What is the radius and the thickness of the buttons in the UI? And it's going to, what are the emotions that are going to manifest as a result of someone using every single aspect of this application? And what do I want those emotions to be? That's one thing. And then also putting in the variable of human behavior is so distinct that I cannot, as a startup founder, as an engineer, I can't predict all of the millions and millions of ways that people are going to feel when they interact with the app. But I can create an approach where no matter what someone is feeling, I can help guide them towards feeling a little bit better about themselves. I can create something that way. I can create a focus from an engineering perspective on what is the goal of the user's emotional health in every single aspect of this product. How do I want the user's health to improve with every single user flow of the app? when I think about the user personas, I'm thinking about the emotional depth of every single user that's going to interact with the app. And that's that human-centric engineering approach that I am pioneering. First in the world, human-centric engineering. It is my creation, and it is what is fueling, it is the fundamental principle behind how I am developing Mirror Mirror. I am developing a fashion app, a fashion tech app, and it is not just an app. Mirror Mirror is an iOS and Android app. It is an AI fashion stylist, and it will have a physical hardware device component, which is going to be a physical smart mirror with our AI agent embedded in the smart mirror. Those three components of the Mirror Mirror universe come together to create something that the world has never seen, will never see once it is launched again, because it is going to be built from the passion, the love that I have for not only fashion, not only style, but from helping people. I have such a passion for helping people to feel like their best selves, such a passion for mental health. Oh my gosh, like I cannot tell you how passionate I am about mental health. You know, how much I would not be where I am today if I did not go to therapy and really truly incorporate therapy into every aspect of my life. It has truly changed the trajectory of my life, going to therapy, especially after going through mental and physical abuse, you know, in adolescence, domestic violence, all of those things. Those traumatic events have only been somewhat resolved in terms of my mental health because of therapy. And I saw what therapy could do personally. And I believe in it so much that that's what's driving it that's what's driving the fixation on mental health in Mirror Mirror, is because I know, as a person who suffers from complex PTSD and severe depression and severe anxiety, I know what it means to have someone help you, to guide you on a journey to get to a better state of mental health. And it's just something that I cannot express enough, how passionate I am about mental health. And I really, truly hope, as we continue on this journey, and you're following me as a startup founder, and you're listening to my thoughts about not only just how do I motivate myself to greatness, but my past, how I've been through traumatic experiences, how that has shaped my perspectives as a technologist, as a startup founder, as a human being. I hope that the one thing that you will get out of all of this is really my passion for humans, other humans, and wanting the best for them, and wanting to build products that bring out the best in humanity, unlike other companies, cough, cough, Meta, cough, cough, ByteDance, TikTok, cough, cough, all the other companies that are continuously going through all of these ethical conundrums because they just don't give a shit about the human experience. What they care about is profits. And what I care about is truly, if I'm going to build something, I'm going to build something that's going to better humanity. Otherwise, I'm not building it. That's my mindset. So I truly hope, like, when you think about how to push yourself, how to motivate yourself, if you're alone, if you are a solo startup founder, please reach out to me. I would love to hear what motivates you, what drives you, what scares you, what excites you about being a solo founder, and what are the challenges that you're facing as a solo founder. If you are a founder and you're not a solo founder, but you're a founder, I still want to hear those things. How do you motivate yourself? How do you stay focused on your vision, your mission? What stokes the flames, so to speak, of productivity for you as a startup founder? Let me know. You can connect with me, as always, on social media at Sidney and the City, and Sidney is spelled SIDNEY, and the City. That's my handle on Instagram. That's my handle on TikTok. On Twitter /X, I am Sidney in the City. And then I have my website, my personal website, which is www.sidneymadisonprescott.com. And you can also check out the Mirror Mirror website, www.themirrormirrorapp.com. So I hope, and if you're looking for Mirror Mirror, please follow us, like us. We're on all the platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, X, Lemon8, Threads, what else? Pinterest. And you can find us at Mirror Mirror App. And sometimes we are the Mirror Mirror App. But please search us out, find us. If you follow me, you can follow me, and then you can find out, you can see that I'm following the Mirror Mirror app. And I can't wait for us to continue this journey. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you love this episode, please like and share the podcast. Not only this episode, but the podcast series itself. I really, really, truly hope that this brought something of value to your life today by listening to this podcast episode. And I just thank you for your time in listening to what I have to share as a solo founder, woman of color, building Mirror Mirror, which is going to be the world's first AI fashion stylist powered mobile app, hardware device, and AI fashion stylist. And I'm working very, very hard to drop the beta in fall of 2025. So we also have a wait list going. Please reach out to me and I'll send you the link to sign up for the Mirror Mirror wait list. I need as many people beta testing the app as possible because, again, I want your feedback. So I thank you again as a startup founder. It's so great to be able to share my ideas, my passion for Mirror Mirror with the world. And you know what? I'll leave you with my sign off. Let's freaking get to work.